Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to look back on the first 100 years of the Junior League of Dallas, and we'll look forward to the next century with their new president. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, if you went back to the phone books of Dallas 100 years ago, you would probably not recognize very many names, but one name you would recognize is the Junior League of Dallas. I can't believe it, but they've been around for a century now. To talk about the wonderful things they do, Christa Sanford, she is the new president, and she's also a partner with Baker Botts. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jeff. I am so excited to be here to just talk about the Junior League of Dallas and the impact that we've had on the Dallas community for the last 100 years.
Absolutely. And it's a name that everybody knows, but many people don't really know what the Junior League does. So
yes,
please.
You know, it's interesting because when I am out talking about the Junior League, there is a perception that we are not working, but the mission of our organization is to truly train and develop the next generation of women leaders and change makers in Dallas. And once we are done developing and training those women, they then go out and work in the community through volunteerism, philanthropic efforts. So it's really an amazing organization because we're pouring into women that then go out and change the Dallas community.
And I love your homepage of your website because it really tells a story. We're going to go ahead and scroll down the website. Talk a little bit about the first 100 years. What are some milestones and achievements that stand out for you?
Yeah, so when I think back to even our inception, we started in 1922 with 40 women that came together that wanted to get out and change the community. And over the past 100 years, it's interesting to see the involvement of our membership and the organizations that we're working with. So we used to be 40 members in the very beginning. We are now nearly 4,500 members in our organization. And when I look back, we partnered with the Scottish Rite Hospital in our first year in 1922. That was our first project. And now, 100 years later, we are partnering with 38 community agencies. We also have projects that we have started ourselves, our signature projects. For example, we have one project called our Grants for Innovative Teaching, where we are granting teachers in Dallas ISD money to do projects that they would not otherwise be able to do. And so that's one of the things that we started, and it really integrated within the community in that way. So it's interesting to see just how we've continued to expand our reach within Dallas.
And we've got some videos and pictures from your Juanita Craft project. Tell us about that. I know you're very proud of it.
Yes, so the Juanita Craft project is a project that we're doing in conjunction with the City of Dallas Office of Arts and Culture, and then also Fair Park and the Friends of Juanita J. Craft House. And that's our centennial project. So every milestone year, we determine a project that we're going to do that's over and beyond our typical projects every year. And we've partnered with these organizations to raise funds to rehabilitate the home that was destroyed in the flood a few years ago. So together we have raised nearly $1.4 million so far. The restoration will hopefully begin soon if we can get our permit through the city to start that project. And we're hoping to have our ribbon cutting in May of 2022. And then we'll continue on in those efforts and partnering with that Friends group to do additional programming, hopefully get this on the Civil Rights Trail as a point of interest. So a lot that we're doing with that.
And you did something very wise during the State Fair of Texas. We're going to show this picture. You had kind of a mock-up of her front porch. Tell us about that.
Yes. So again, partnering with Fair Park and the State Fair of Texas, we had an exhibit just telling our history. And in that, we wanted to make sure we included a special piece of Juanita J. Craft and what we were doing with her house. And, Juanita J. Craft, she was an activist in Dallas and the first African-American woman to serve on the city council. She helped to integrate the State Fair of Texas. And looking at her efforts and all that she's done in Dallas, we felt it was incumbent upon us as an organization to partner in this way to really honor her and making sure that her history, her story is spread across Dallas and really across the nation.
Yes, and I know you're passionate about diversity and inclusion, and even this year's board is reflective of that.
Yes, I've been in the league now for 15 years, and I have really wanted to make sure that we bring in that conversation into our organization and how we are developing members and also who we're bringing in to serve the community, making sure that our league is representative and reflective of the community that we serve. And one of the ways that we've been doing that is in our leadership development and in our pipeline. And this year with our board, it's incredible to see this group of ladies because we are the most racially diverse board in the history of the organization. And so it's incredible to see how they've been able to accomplish so much, and how just the conversation of inclusiveness and diversity is part of our board conversation every day and thinking about how we run this organization. So it's been incredible to see that group come together and evolve.
And it's a very active group. You guys roll up your sleeves and you're out there in the community. We got some great pictures off of Facebook of different projects you guys have done over the years. How would you describe the dynamic ladies who are part of this group?
I laugh because when you say active, that's an understatement. I sit on a number of nonprofit boards, but this is a working group. We are volunteers that run this organization. We are a member-run organization, so the inner workings of the league are run by our volunteers. Every project that we do, those are the volunteers out in the community. And so each member is supposed to give at least 60 hours of service every year to the community. But when I think about all the work that we do, so many members are going over and beyond that 60 hours and really pouring into everything that is part of the league in the Dallas community.
And there's only one person to lead it, and for the 100th year. That has to be just an incredible honor for you.
It was incredible when I got the phone call. It was November 2019, and I put my name in the hat. I didn't know if it was going to happen. And when I got that call, Jeff, I started to cry because I knew it was a special moment for the league. Being the first African-American president to serve the Junior League of Dallas, and to do it during this 100th year anniversary was really special. And so a while ago, I set on the path, in 2019 when I got that call, and just stepping into the role officially June 1st. It has been an incredible experience so far, and I'm looking forward to the next 6 months as we end the celebration in May 31st, 2022.
And this is a very resilient group. You guys had to make it through the pandemic.
That's
and
right.
that created a set of challenges. Did you have to do virtual meetings, or how did the pandemic play out?
We did. We pivoted like a number of organizations last year. And I was stepping into the president-elect role when we were in the midst of the pandemic, June 1st of 2020. And, we went virtual. We changed how we were volunteering with agencies. We had an incredible president last year, Elizabeth Dacus, who really led our board and our team to figure out how can we still support the community effectively, but do it safely in view of where we were as a country.
So if somebody's watching this and they want to be a member, how does one apply? How does that work?
Yes.
Or are you invitation only?
Well, no, we are open to anyone who wants to join the league. And I think that's one of the other changes that has come about with our organization is that anyone who wants to serve Dallas, who wants to grow in their leadership ability, who wants to develop any woman, we would love to have them join us. And so if you would go to www.jld.net, we have information on how to become a member. We are having informational sessions right now. You just submit an application. We have other members who would love to sponsor you, to get to know you. Those applications are due February 2022, but we're looking for some great women who want to learn, develop, and serve.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. Thank you. Time flew by. Thank you so much for coming coming on the show. Christa Sanford, the new president of the Junior League of Dallas.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.